Alright. We are live once more, downloading the update for Dawntrail. It took longer than expected. I just logged in. My OBS does not wish to function. Seems everyone's showing up. Oh, they've already got the Reaper not Reaper, but Viper weapons. Wild. But yeah. Let's see here. Elemental gauge expanded. They reworked it. We have to see how that feels. So let's see here. If I go ahead and let's just say do the other I was doing. So if I swap to ice, I now get a Thunderhead proc, right? Is that how that works? Yeah, Sharpcast is gone. Straight up from my hotbar. Whack! R.I.P. Sharpcast. Alright, let's go ahead and reset. And move you over to the graveyard. His aim is earrings. That. Cool. Let's go ahead and place an armory chest and these. There we go. Alright, well. There's only one thing for it, I suppose, chat. The fee is waived when using an Aetheryte ticket. Do I have an Aetheryte ticket? I don't think so. They didn't give me any. Also, graphics. I can tell that there's a difference, but I can't quite put my finger on it. I think the nose is a little more defined. And the hair texture looks a bit better. Oh yeah, the hands actually look decent. Look at FC chat. Say hello to me. Oh, I'm sorry, Franny. Let's see here. How do I? I'll just manually swap over to FC. Yeah, I got you, Freddy. Good morning. Hello, all that good stuff. I would never pull an all-nighter into the release of an expansion. Source, dude, trust me. I don't know why, but my OBS borked itself. My game capture no longer works. So we're using screen capture. So if I alt-tab, you guys will see that I have Twitch open in browser. A great shame, I know. Welcome back, Yvette. I've just had word from Erenville. It seems he's managed to secure passage to Tyrol aboard a guild ship vessel. Why don't you wait in the main hall while I go and inform your travel companions? It should only take a moment. Hello, sorry, Lenny Viper. I slept 5 hours. I didn't sleep any. Yeah, no sleep. No sleep till Brooklyn. No sleep till Tyrol. Alright. Let's see here. Ochka gave us the good news. We've made ready to set sail at a moment's notice. The only one yet to arrive is Arenville himself. Speaking of, if I had to... Yep. Ah, you're all here. It took some persuasion, but the Gleaners Guild ship has granted us places aboard a vessel bound for Tural. There'll be other passengers, researchers, and artisans and the like, so we'll need to share deck space. That's fine, Arenville. I doubt anyone expected we'd... Wow. Sorry, it's 5 in the morning. I haven't slept. I'm going on many hours conscious. That's fine, Arenville. I doubt anyone expected we'd have a ship all to ourselves. They're not casting off just yet, so if you have any lingering concerns, now's the time to voice them. I wouldn't call it a concern, but everyone's still clear on what it is we'll be doing in Tural, yes? We've not forgotten. The nation of Tuliyola is in the midst of deciding its next ruler. As your chosen allies, we shall assist you during the rite of succession and support your bid to become Dawnservant. In addition to that, Alphino and I have another objective. As part of its reconstruction, Garlemald seeks ways to reconcile and re-engage with its neighbors. By visiting Tural, we hope to learn more about how its myriad cultures interact with one another, how they find common ground, develop stronger ties, the sorts of insights that might help our friends in Ilsabard. But we'll pursue this goal in our own time. You can be assured that we'll give the contest all due attention. That's all I ask. Otherwise, you're welcome to do as you like. Couldn't be me. I'm going to be distracted. I gotta go find how to cast Fire 7. I need bigger fire. You wanted to find out about your grandfather, right, Cryo? Yes, as far as we could determine from the old missive I found, he had been tasked with investigating the Golden City by your father, the Dawnservant. Yet, oddly enough, we have no record of the investigation in our archives, nothing to explain the earring which accompanied the letter. Thus, for reasons both official and personal, I should very much like to get to the bottom of this mystery. I'm sure that'll be a chance to speak with Papa. You can get your answers right from the source. I look forward to meeting him. In any case, you're not the only one with an interest in the City of Gold. The Golden City is a children's bedtime story. I am part of this expedition only because the Third Promise has commanded that I serve as guide. Still playing the part of the stoic servant, I see. What of you? Don't you dare tell me you've changed your mind. Go wheresoever the adventures to be found. I go whither the wild rose blooms. I'm ready. That's what they tell me. Put me in. I'm ready. Right then, if all are still committed to the journey, then I say we make ready to depart. Let's do it. No sleep till Brooklyn. Eager as they are, the others have already left for the harbor. We're not in danger of missing the boarding call, but perhaps we should be on our way as well. Of course. That's the Lemons ship. Pretty sure, anyway.
Savoring the moment? I can feel your excitement, your eagerness to explore the unknown.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Also, new track.
for once, the
Let's
fate of
go.
the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Alize's also hoping that this was going to be the beach episode.
To relax. Though Tural may seem but a short sail away on a map, the vast seas between brim with peril. The treacherous waters of Shade's Triangle alone have claimed countless vessels. Even following the safe route plotted by Admiral Ffxiv herself, this will be no pleasure cruise.
Perhaps, but my voyage here was uneventful enough. Disappointingly so.
Either way, the two of you have first-hand experience, which will be of great comfort in the days ahead, I'm sure.
Aye, it's nothing new to us.
All aboard! We're casting off!
I thought we weren't missing the boarding call.
It's time. I trust you have everything you need?
It's a little late for that. He's casting off. We need to need to get on there.
And so does our ship cast off from the docks. We sail west, as Cattenram did some 80 years past, bound for the New World, known to her children as the continent of Tural.
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me, Woklamat.
Gamer, did you even bother sleeping? Hell no. I stopped streaming like 3 hours ago. And that was so I could download this update to then play. I was hoping it would only take 2 hours because the game went up like an hour ago. But, yeah. Hell no. No sleep. We're going the distance. Yvette needs her goddamn beach episode. I don't need sleep, I need to grind. Exactly, I gotta get Black Mage to 100 for raid, you know? It's Friday, gamer, it's raid day. And my raid mates totally didn't cancel. Definitely didn't cancel on account of expansion release.
Aye, so far so good. But this sea, she's a fickle one. Calm one moment, blowing a gale the next.
He doesn't look very grizzled, but I like his voice.
I'll take my rest while I can then.
We left port what seems an age ago now, and we've seen naught but open water ahead. I knew Tural was far, but it's another thing to really know.
Oh god, the teleport costs. I'm gonna bankrupt myself.
Speaking of which, some of our fellow passengers have made this trip before. Several times, in fact. I was able to learn a few things about Tuliolal and the rite of succession. Since we still have a long way to go, why not have a chat with them yourself?
Oh, I was hoping you'd tell me.
I'm sure you have questions of your own.
Where's Fire 7? I need it. And the ability to move my ley lines. I know what's in store.
Did you look out across these same waters, Grandfather?
this will be my first visit to Tyrol. Varjontine's the name. I was working at Ffxiv's Aesthetics in Oldar, you see, but my employment with them came to an end. That's why I visited Charlian in hopes of starting over. While I was attempting and failing to find a new job, I seized the chance to board this vessel when I overheard a room for another passenger had suddenly opened up. I'm told the Dawn servant welcomes all regardless of origin, so Turiolal seemed the perfect place to begin anew. Hopefully things will be better this time. Alright, Franny, I'm not sure if you're here. This person worked in Ul'dah, crafter job. Is this an NPC you might know? Yes, sir. As in, you were an adventurer, I presume. I'm a merchant myself, based in Ul'dah. Specialty imports and exports, Eorzean and Turali both. If this is your first crossing the salt, as they say, do remember that the social mores of Eorzea are not necessarily the same as those over yonder. Consider this. It is not uncommon for the various races to be referred to instead by names of certain clans. For the Mikote, the Hetsaru, the Hrothgar, the Zibral. Not because every member of a given clan is the same race, mind, but because many individuals of said race are associated with that clan. A fair assumption in certain cases, but take care not to give offense. Yo. They need to add this as a like an emote for Lalafell. Just big sit. Honestly, I'd be down for big sits for everybody. We sit on a barrel. Why not? All this worthy sailor. Did you want to make a wager? We're taking bets on who'll be sat next in Dawn Servant's shiny chair. There are 4 claimants in the right of succession. Your young Wuklamat being one of them, of course. But from what a Mammal job bloke was telling us, the other 3 are all strong contenders. Not too many keen to risk their coin on the third promise. Okay, I thought the third promise was a gleaner thing, but it sounds like it is Wuklamat. Tired mercenary. I see you in Eorzea before. You great and famous hero. I have had enough playing the simpleton. There was a time when we took great pains to maintain the deception, but with more of you Eorzeans coming to Tyrol, it becomes impractical. Besides, my mercenary days are over. Too many of our warband have fallen, and so we head home to lick our wounds. My story. Well, since you asked, I wanted to retrace the historic journey of the great Kettenram. You know, the first Eorzean to set foot on Tyrol, almost 80 years ago. The Mumblejaw's leader is said to have welcomed Kettenram with open arms and sent him home with a bounty of silverware as a token of their friendship. The real treasure was the crops he brought back. Potatoes, tomatoes, and corn were spread across Eorzea like wildfire. His grand adventure led to a culinary revolution. The tales say Kettenram returned to Tyrol several times after that, but his ship vanished during his last recorded voyage, and he was never heard from again. That even a seasoned explorer like him could meet such an end is testimony to the ocean's peril. Don't recognize the guy? Fonjantine. You will remember him for 5 minutes. I'm probably not going to be lucid for much longer. It's probably going to... I'm trying to keep up the energy. We'll see how long it lasts. Did you learn anything of interest? Or with the third promise? None of them taught me how to move my ley lines. Which clan names, though? Hydrate or dehydrate? I will have to do that in a moment. My folks are not yet conscious, and I will need to go and acquire a beverage. Oh, I hadn't heard about the clan names. We should have Wuklamat and Erenville teach us the ones we should know. Actually, it's getting a little chilly up here on deck. Let's all gather in the cabin. Yes, I will deliver on that hydrate when I am able.
We're in for a proper storm, it seems.
Oh god, it actually show cursor. No. I hate having
How's
to
your
use screen
stomach?
capture.
Any better?
I don't know what you mean. I don't get seasick. I'm just feeling a little nauseous is all.
Isn't that what seasickness is?
Erinville, you were born in Tyrol, yes? Do many of you ever live there?
The Shitona, as my people are called, have settlements mainly in the north, in Shaktural.
And your family?
I know nothing of my father, not even his name. As for my mother...
No, my greatest enemy. The barrel!
Oh dear.
Come, we should lend what aid we can.
Another note, going to be joining a 5e campaign. Joining as the funny heavy armored dwarf wizard necromancer edition.
I have not seen the ocean rage with such fury before or since.
How's it going, Boomer?
The heaving waves tossed our ship about like a toy, sending sailors tumbling. The dauntless Alizé, quick to the rescue, was almost lost to the sea herself. Meanwhile, our champion rushed to deploy the vessel's magical defenses, and thereby shield us from the lightning. What an extraordinary life she must lead to be able to operate such a device with practiced ease. Voklama, too, threw herself into the rescue efforts, though one might have mistaken her for another soul in distress. By the time the unruly seas had calmed, our strength was all but spent, and we had yet to even glimpse the shores of Tural. In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
Damn, everyone just let me, just left me behind. Fair enough.
morning. Joining us for some fresh air?
Heck yeah. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Let's see here. Woke up, slept a lot, so doing all right, I guess. How are you? I am the polar opposite. I have not slept because Dawntrail is here, among other things. And I am
Seems my
hyped.
belly has settled along with the weather, but I'll feel much better once we're on solid ground. Can't be much farther now, can it?
Seabirds. Land must be near. You need only hold out a while longer.
For a dark moment, I thought the ocean might swallow us. Glad to have my pessimism proven wrong.
In other good news, I examined the sailor who took a fall, and he's faring well. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery.
Good news indeed. If all's well, then we needn't delay in launching the landing boat. Ships have to lower anchors some way from shore. Too close, and they risk having their underbellies ripped open by the reefs that crowd Tuliola's coasts. Come.
Thanks for bringing us all this way.
Ha! We only did what we were paid to do. Couldn't hardly set you adrift halfway. If anything, it should be us thanking you for helping us through that beast of a storm. As a matter of fact, everyone's starting to fancy your chances in the contest. At this rate, we won't be able to lay wagers no more.
Then I better not let you down. Oh. Easy, stomach. Easy.
We're the last to board. If there's nothing left to say, then let's shove off, shall we?
I'm in a dark room. You can't just flashbang me like that, even if it's absolutely stunning.
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
There, look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. To my home, Tural.
Oh, hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dawntrail is real. I only wish my OBS would function, so I don't have to use screen cap. Yoktoro, Toriono. saw a couple of Proth. God, the architecture looks stunning. Love it.
Gods, I've seen cities with an impressive mix of cultures, but this is something else.
Is that a... No. I've never seen Vanu feathers in that color before.
You'll find much here you never knew existed. There may be a sea route now, but visitors to Tulihyolal are still few and far between. And as we don't build seafaring ships, only a handful of Turali ever venture abroad.
Mamulja sellswords mostly. Those willing to play the fool sail with Lominsan merchants to secure employment in Eorzea.
I suppose that makes us a rare sight in your country.
Rare and currently undocumented. Were there some forms we should fill out or...
Forms? Did you forget who you're traveling with?
Yeah, because when we arrived in Charlian, we had to go through the immigration process. You know, had to get properly documented and.
You are outsiders? Visitors to Tural?
Yep.
We are.
Our nation is soon to hold a right of succession to choose its next dawn servant. We will not abide interference from foreign agents seeking to foment trouble. What brings you to Tulihyolal?
Well, I can solemnly swear I have come to interfere on behalf of one of the contestants.
I can answer that. These fine people are allies in my succession bid.
Third promise. If you vouch for them, then all is well. Of course.
Please, accept our apologies.
No need to bow and scrape. That our soldiers are so diligent in their duties fills me with pride.
We'll be continuing our patrol then.
Well, well. You really are a figure of authority here.
Are you suggesting I don't look the part? Anyway, first things first. I bid you welcome to Tulihyolal.
Ah, yes, there's everyone else. Where's Kryl? There's Kryl. There's Arenville. Okay. This is where I need to be. Oh, man. Game is popping off. Look at all these people. Literally an hour and a half into expansion release. Well, despite the storm's efforts to the contrary, here we are, safe and sound. New jingle. You've arrived in Tulihyolal. You can return to the city at any time by speaking with the swarthy sailor in the Scholar's Harbor in Old Charlotte. Additionally, that crystal's got my name on it. Just because I need to see how much I'm going to be torturing myself. What am I looking at for teleport facts? 1.2k? It's actually not bad. 1.1. There's the 2k cost teleports. Those are a distance out though. Norvrance 1.3. It's actually not bad. Okay, I was a little worried about the teleport rates bankrupting me. Weapon, hell yeah. Okay, 645. I beat that. Yeah, I got 665. Maybe it's a cool glamour piece though. Who knows? I've been looking for decent stabs. Right then, first things first. Still a bit queasy. No more boats for a while. I realize we've just arrived, but we should get you familiar with the city before the rite of succession begins. No arguments here. I should very much like to explore. Then I'll guide you. Are you sure you're in any condition to do so? Aha! We were wondering who these strange folk were. So the third promise has found herself some new followers then. Followers? Wuklamat, are you unwell? No, not at all. Couldn't be better. The third promise does not get seasick. No, sir. As for my hand-picked entourage here, I've recruited them to help me win the rite of succession. I was about to show them around the city, in fact. That sounds lovely. But a group of foreigners is going to attract attention, especially if they're in the company of the third promise. Everyone will be curious. We certainly were. Your siblings have a tendency to, command a respectful distance. But you're just so easy to approach. And I enjoy it so much when you do. Please, don't ever worry that you're a bother to me. You're very kind. Good day to you, that promise. They did have a point. Wuklamat is technically royalty here. Like it or not, a person of her station is surrounded by this many outsiders. A person of her station surrounded by this many outsiders is bound to draw a crowd. Wait, what do you mean, technically? I suggest we move into groups so as to attract less attention. Just technically ignoring me, then. Yvette, you and Kral can come with me. I'll take the twins, then. We'll get in touch once we've had a good look around. That voyage was hard on all of us, so take it slow and recuperate. We have time enough for that. Enjoy your wanderings. Perhaps we should wait a bit, at least until Wuklamat's nausea subsides? No need for that. Look, I'm ready to go. I like the new jingles. They're good. I'm fine now, really. Can't stand around all day feeling sorry for myself. Well, with the contest looming and all. Now then, seeing as we're already here, I might as well tell you about the harbor. Erenville already mentioned the reefs in our coastal waters, which explains why you don't see any big ships moored at the docks. Only vessels with shallow drafts can navigate the bay, mostly small fishing boats or barges ferrying cargo up and down the rivers from inland settlements. Much of the incoming traffic is from Yok to Ral, the southern landmass. The clans there produce various goods for export. Their wares are unloaded here and carted off to the merchant stalls in the neighboring markets. Speaking of which, Bayside Bevy should be our next stop. Wuklamat and Krile are now accompanying you. Keep them at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave your quest companions behind by entering a different area or by speaking with them and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have your companions join you again, return and speak with them at the original location. While you are accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way, which offer additional topics of discussion. Enter the glowing areas and speak with your quest companions to initiate these bonus conversations. Enjoy exploring your surroundings together. This is Bayside Bevy, Tuliola's greatest marketplace, or largest marketplace. Sorry, I'm blending my words. I'm getting the message across, barely. Being right on the harbor, everything from fresh fish to imported wares go directly to the shelves. Anything you want, they most likely have. Oh right, I should mention that here in Tuliola, we buy things with Pel, a currency that Pelu created. But don't worry, more and more trade is coming in from Eorzea, so most shops are happy to accept your guild. I'm gonna butcher this. Let's see here. Wakume Himeki? Wakume Himeki? Another market east of here, but that can wait for another time. I have other places I want to show you first. Next we'll head back a bit, then northwards up these stairs to a certain plaza. I can't wait to see the look on your faces. I may have beaten you to that, I'll be honest with you. I may have, already run up the stairs to the, yeah. Oh hey, there's sunlight coming in. I haven't seen that in a while. What do you think of that, Dad? Goodness me, you have aetherites in Tuliola? I think I told you before, but my brother Koana spent 3 years studying in Shalian. He fell in love with the nation and its ways, and brought back to us the knowledge of aetherite construction. Papa warmed to the idea at once, had one built immediately. Did you do the attuning thing? If you're ready to continue, we'll head down again, and then up the slope to the side. Right at the top is the gate which leads to Jacques Terral. Let's make a stop at Brentbloom Post on the way, though. That's the headquarters for the Landsguard. Side step. Nah, I get. Let's see here. To the Yolon's elevation. We have a lot of narrow winding streets that crawl up the sides of the mountain, as you can see, though the builders made sure the city's main thoroughfares were wide enough to accommodate wagons. Trudging up and down all these slopes and stairs is exhausting. I understand now where Lamont gets her endless endurance. Okay, it's just little nothing burgers. Not that I needed a full, geographical breakdown of everything, but do I have to attune to each of the little mini aetherites still? Is that a thing? Oh god, I already see someone else doing it. Yep. It's still a thing. Okay. Gonna miss that later if I don't get it now. Here we are, Brightbloom Post. The soldiers stationed here are responsible for defending Tuliola and preserving the peace. The Lands Guard are led by our nation's strongest warrior, and so, naturally, Papa has commanded them since the beginning. At least until 3 years ago, when Zoro Ya took over as commander. The title is no empty honor. It means the first promise is considered equal to the Dawn Servant in martial strength. Meanwhile, I haven't even managed to... Well, I'll discuss my brothers and their accomplishments later. Alpha Note and Alize should be around to hear it too. Come on, it's time I showed you the Sky Gate. It's right at the northern end of Talon March. But every expansion, the cities get a little more spread out and a little more direly in need of use to for mounts. I can see what that one person's saying in chat. Cities are definitely getting big. Massive, isn't it? And on the other side is an equally massive bridge to match. Both were constructed by a race of giants, the Yokhoi. I hope I pronounced that right. Strictly speaking, Toral is actually two separate continents. Yok Toral, the southern lands of the mother, and Jacques Toral, the northern lands of the father, which lie beyond the bridge. Legends say it used to be one great landmass, but long, long ago, the two gods fought a titanic battle, and when one threw the other to the ground, the impact was so devastating as to split the continent in twain. A familiar-sounding tale, I am put in mind of the conflicts between Heidelin and Zodiac. But getting back to Jacques Toral, those lands are also part of the Tuliol nation, correct? That's right. Isn't my father incredible? He united the peoples of two continents into a single nation. The many clans of Toral had been at war for generations. It was only when Papa traveled the lands and put a stop to their myriad conflicts that we finally had peace. And that's the main reason I want to win the throne, so I can preserve the peace he built. But I see you're more interested in what's behind the gate than hearing about my aspirations. Ever the adventurer. Crossing the bridge to Jacques Toral requires a special travel pass. Unfortunately, they won't issue any new permits until the rite of succession is over. I promise to get you one when I'm Dawn Servant, but until then, you'll just have to wait. Dang it, I want to go adventuring now. Be patient. I swear that once the throne is mine, the travel permit is yours. I can do that. Okay, where's Cryo gone? I must have covered half the city by now. Tuliol is unlike any other place I visited. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. City upstairs. Why'd they have to put the evac chopper up 20 flights of goddamn stairs? We'll head west next, towards the Arch of the Dawn. The dirigible landing is on the way. You have dirigibles too. Tuliol certainly doesn't want for methods of travel. We get by. Now if you've seen enough of this area, let me know and we'll continue on. Alright, let's see if the staff at least looks cool. Lara. I've seen that design before, back in Shadowbringers. That's a little disappointing, that's just a recolor. Ooh, but, here's a big thing. Big new feature. 2 die slots. Let's see here. So if we were to go white die, that would change. Looks like this inner ring piece, but then if we go die 2 over here, this will change. Let's see here. Change some of the metal accent pieces. Okay. I actually need to check my. Let's see here. my coat. Interesting. So some things are still only one die. Not everything has 2 die slots. Do I still have my warrior dressed up in the PvP armor? No, I'm dressed up in my Diadocus. Fair enough. Speaking of, it's a single dieable. Okay. Oh god, I'm gonna have pop-ups on every class again. They're all back. Let me guess. If I swap over to Dark Knight Blood Gauge and Dark Side Gauge, yeah, it's all. There is no escaping. Alright. The Arch of the Dawn is on the other side of the city, so speak up if you see something that interests you as we walk. The mountain crawler accompanying you, yep. Looks like we're just heading down a bit. Did we not pass through this already? I wonder where those new job quests are. I see a couple of vipers running around already. I'm gonna like. Ooh. I'm still struggling to conceive how one could construct an entire city on the side of a mountain. This was originally the site of a Yakui temple. The giants built it when they were first making the bridge to Jacques Tarral to appease the god who slumbers in the Great Ocean Trench. After the Yakui withdrew, the temple stood empty for centuries, so when Papa was establishing his new nation, he saw a structure he could refurbish into a palace, sitting practically in the center of Tarral. He gathered artisans to do the work, and the houses they built for themselves became the foundation of the city you see today. Speaking of houses, we'll be passing through the Resplendent Quarter, the biggest residential district in Tuliyoal. We climb these sets of stairs here all the way up. Ooh, did they add housing district? Hold up, you're gonna get Final Fantasy players hopeful. You can't just say those words. Alright, we're gonna give the little side dialogues a chance to redeem themselves. I'm so tired, Rose. I'd bet you stay up too for this. Discuss the palace. Papa's palace is called Volak Shunsa, which roughly translates to invincible resilience. You probably want to take a closer look, but we'll be coming back here later. Let's move on for now. Okay, so that's actually like useful information. No, but I only slept like 5 hours. That's fair. I can't relate, unfortunately. Been rocking the all-nighter here. The sheer scale of this place is incredible. I wonder what that carving at the top represents. Oh, and I see. Uh-oh, someone's already. New Kugane Tower jump puzzle I see pop up. Let's see here. I have to take a look at this. We're going to go be the worst tourist and go and climb on holy sites. Is your armor dex-based? Dexterity. I knew it! Viper's a scouting! So Viper Ninja share armor. I knew it! I called it! Okay. Now then, let's see this potential jumping puzzle. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. That's a jumping puzzle if ever I've seen one. Am I getting good at them? Hell no. But for you Kugane Tower enthusiasts, we have Kugane Tower 2 Electric Boogaloo. Let's see here. I'll hit my head on that if I, try and jump out from there. So what I have to do is, I think, make a running leap out. Yeah, here. Thank you, Yvette, for just working. Okay. Can I? Yeah, I can get back from this. What's over here? Well, a leg up, for starters. Uh-oh. I didn't need those bones. Alright. But yeah, that's definitely a jumping puzzle, but I'll come back to that later. I've been sufficiently distracted. Back to story. So this is the Resplendent Quarter. What manner of people live here? Oh, we have a few residents of the Yoktorol clans. Mamulya, Spiral, Jabra, maybe? Pelu Pelu, Moblin, Hanu Hanu. We also have Tomawata? Tonawa, what? This is a lot of words. I'm from NA. You can't do this to me. And Shitona, who have moved south from their ancestral lands in Jacques-Terral. In essence, it's a gathering of people from every corner of Terral. A true representation of Tuliol's diverse character. The adornments on each building contribute to the eclectic cultural aesthetic. It's also beautiful. I'm glad you think so. Come, we continue down the stairs. Island Sanctuary was just a practice round as they were figuring out layouts for... Drum. The big drum there is called the Dawn Herald. They play it for formal occasions, like when honoring the Landsguard's return from a dangerous duty. I tried hitting it with my axe once and ripped the skin. Earned me a proper scolding, let me tell you. I think that was the time Papa held me upside down by the ankle. I've never seen such an enormous drum. Oh, one even used to beat such an instrument. Okay. Kryle's dialogues have been kind of lackluster. Not gonna lie. Wuklamad's dialogues, though, been pretty solid. Welcome. If it's an alpaca you need, look no further. Before we get you saddled up, I'll need to add your name to the register. It'll make things smoother the next time you need a ride. Where can I go? I'm afraid I can't lend you an alpaca if you can't tell me where you're heading. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I'll have to come back. I was curious if there was like one preset, maybe. Here are dirigibles. Not bad, eh? I hear other nations use airships to sail the skies, but you'll only find balloons in Tuliyoral. We have them for the exact same reason as the Aetherites. Koana brought back the plans from Charlian, and Papa thought them fantastic and commissioned their construction. This was around 3 years ago. Since that time, we've added flights to other settlements. Trade with frontier communities has never been easier. But that's enough about dirigibles. The Arch of the Dawn awaits. Something just splatted. I guess let's go ahead and grab the Aetherite while we're over here. And then, yeah. I can't deny, I am tempted to try out Pictomancer. It's caster DPS. And it doesn't have a res. I'm not saying I'm adverse to responsibility, but something Black Mage propaganda cast or DPS don't have a res, you know? Something Black Mage propaganda. Even though we get outperformed super heavily by Summoner in level 70. I wonder if the changes to Aspect Master will actually affect, like, Uwu and all that a whole bunch. The Thunderhead procs would be nice. This is it, the Arch of the Dawn. When the Giants were still here, it was known as the Yocturol Landgate, but when Papa founded Tuliyoral, everyone began using its present name in honor of his great achievement. Through this gate, the Kozama Uka, the wetlands south of the city, depending on what the right of succession asks of us, we might end up going in that direction. Through this gate is... that might be slipping on. Kozama Uka. The name alone is intriguing. Speaking of which, what are those fluffy animals we passed earlier? They're based. Ah, those are alpacas. Fearsome, four-legged fiends. Fearsome. They seem quite placid to me. You'll learn soon enough, Kyle. You'll learn soon enough. Oh, no. They're gonna spit on the potato. But forget the alpacas. I have something far more important to show you. Come along. Is there an Aether I need to be grabbing? Yes. It's like don't think I actually grabbed the one down here earlier. Oops. Let's see, I grabbed Resplendent Quarter. What am I missing? Bayside Bevy Market. And then... Franny, can you, like... I don't know how to pronounce this. Or no, Wakumeki Mickey? Maybe? I don't know. Is that me just absolutely butchering? I haven't heard a character say it, so I don't know. I don't know how to imitate. You're butchering all of them? Oh, let's go! Hell yeah. The classic. I'll have to ask you for proper pronunciations on a lot of these at some point. You're trying is what matters. There was only one that I really could not get. It was, it specifically had, like, W, another letter, and then a second W. And my brain is... Maybe it's the fact that it's 6 a.m., and I have been conscious for, like, 22 hours. But my brain is not putting together how to sound that out in, like, the whole word. Cool, we got everything. Awesome. If you wish to learn the history of Tuliyollal, then look no further. These stone pillars, you mean? Saga in stone. Oh wow. We're really hiding our way. What is special about these pillars, if I may ask? At a glance, they might look like ordinary stone decorations, but if you take a really good look, you'll see there's something much more interesting. No. I'm trying. There it is, destination. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Oh, God. Am I playing Signalis? I gotta do puzzles? 22 hours? Consciousness and I'm doing puzzles? Yeah, bet. I'm game. Let's ball. What are we working with? Or is this just a long cutscene? I'm more than happy to let them tell me stuff. I was afraid it was a puzzle. Pictures? Wait, no, these are glyphs. They seem to tell a series of stories, many of them featuring a two-headed Mamulja. Mamulja? Oh, then this must be... That's right. It follows the exploits of my father, Gulul Jaya. Would I pronounce this as a J or an H? Can you give me that at least? Should I be saying haha or Jaja? I know they've said this character's name before in a previous cutscene, but I feel bad. for not being entirely here mentally. In his journey to unite our lands, we call it the Tuliyollal Saga. The deeds he performed and the bonds he forged, all immortalized in stone. There's no better way to learn how Tuliyollal came to be. Study them as long as you like. Uh-oh. Oh, I was mistaken. It seems we're going to be maybe doing some puzzling. This pillar tells the lay of the Brotherhood. It depicts the scene where Papa granted an audience to the foreigner explorer Get something. I can never remember the name. You mean Kettenram? Ah, that's the one. Kettenram's arrival in Tyrol is what prompted Papa to embark on his own journey. It's said that the two grew to be close friends, brothers in spirit, if not in blood, but no one knows what became of the explorer in later years. Kettenram's disappearance is a mystery in Eorzea as well. The records say he traveled between our lands and yours for a while, but then it's assumed he was lost at sea. Lay of Repast. This one recounts the Lay of Repast. As you can probably tell, the figure depicted here is of the I had it. I knew how to. Zberal. Like me. For decades, the Zberal and the Mamlujah were at war for control over the force of Yaktael. Yaktael? There's an apostrophe there. I'm from NA. I can't handle all these words. The actions Papa took at the end of the conflict have since been hailed as the first steps in the founding of Tuliyollal. There's a clan of Hrothgar in Bosnia known as the Hellions. In their society, the women rule as queens and the men serve as devoted subjects. Yet here in Tyrol, Zebral, men and women appear to be of equal status. How dramatically culture can vary with location. Lay of Pots. Let's see. This one is the Lay of Pots, which depicts the moblins of Kozama Uka. They might wear odd masks and sound weirdly muffled when they talk, but the gold and silver work they sell is the best you'll find anywhere. Moblin goods are the standard when it comes to gift giving. Clearly the Vanu aren't the only people with distant Tyroli counterparts. And then Lay of Reeds. Here we have the Lay of Reeds. This is the story of when Papa visited the Hanu Hanu in their village in Kozama Uka. The people Alphino mistook for the Vanu Vanu. If not for the colorful plumage, he spent a fair bit of time among the Vanu in the Sea of Clouds, so it's no surprise he took an interest in your countrymen. I don't know how it is with your Vanu, but our Hanu are a bright and cheerful sort. They hold this one festival every year, very famous and a lot of fun. Please tell me is it some sort of Mardi Gras? That'd be kind of funny. If you're done with the first half, we can move on to the second. Be the second half of the book? Yeah, sure. Bet. I'm here for the ride. The Lay of Gold. This pillar shows one of the Pelu Pelu, whose homelands is in Urkopaka. Having created our currency, the Pelu are rightfully known as the Merchant Clan. They oversee Tuliyollal's markets, and their traveling peddlers are a common sight no matter where you go in Tyrol. Don't let their size fool you. They might be mistaken as children, but beneath those beaked masks, they are clever and calculating traitors. Pelu Pelu mentioned. We got Pelu Pelu appreciation in chat from the sounds of it. We got Pelu Pelu hype. Ah, the Lay of Proof. That big fellow is one of the Yakoi, the largest of Tyrol's peoples. These giants once used their great size and strength to establish a dominion encompassing all of Yak Tyrol. Having brought the southern reaches to heel, they then turned northward, setting their sights on Jacques Tyrol. You'll recall the massive bridge they built beyond the Skygate. Sometime after launching their northern campaign, however, they just gave up. They abandoned the lands they'd conquered and withdrew into the mountains of Urukpaka. I've never seen any of their kind so much as set foot in the city. This was a people with the power and resourcefulness to raise a temple on the mountaintop and build a bridge across the sea with stone. What would move them to renounce their ambitions and their place in Tyrolni history? That is a good question. Alright, we'll go for the Lay of Ice, then the Outlier, the Blank. Oh, this one is my favorite. The Lay of Ice. It depicts the battle with the legendary Tyrol Vidrail. Valigarmanda? I should explain. A Tyrol Vidral is a creature that has lived far beyond its usual lifespan and awakened to preternatural power. Tataru described the Far Eastern auspices in a similar fashion. Could this be the same phenomenon? Valigarmanda itself was dubbed the Sky Ruin, a name earned for the destruction and terror it visited upon Tyrol every time it stirred from its slumber. But 80 years or so ago, its ruinous reign was brought to an end. After a great struggle, Papa and his comrades managed to overcome the raging Vidral and sealed it away in the Urukpaka Mountains. Despite its reputation, however, Valigarmanda is also a symbol of power. That's why you'll see its likeness on Tuliyolal's national emblem and adorning the banners at the palace. That makes sense. And a blank pillar? Oh, this one is unmarked. Papa says he left a blank pillar for the next chapter in Tuliyolal's history, whatever that might be. Had your fill of history then? Yeah. Thanks. Glad to hear it. I can definitely see why they'd want you to cancel any duty finders you might have been in, though. Oh, man. It's quite a bit to take in. You know, I feel awfully hungry all of a sudden. No surprise is there, seeing I couldn't keep anything down for a while. But now I think I'm ready to eat again. So let's go and have ourselves a bite of a local delicacy. Come, I'll take you to the best restaurant in the city. I like the sound of that. Something tells me we're about to have the curry moment happen to ourselves. Though I seem to recall Zero's Curry doing a number on Wook. Wooklemat. I'm just going to use the full name. I don't know why, but breaking it up into, I guess, shortening it, I should say, just doesn't feel right. Also, just to pause for a moment. I like the town theme. Just had to take that all in for a moment. I've been spamming dungeons. Top level Picto, a friend, helping a friend level Picto, or... Okay. This place is like... I'm just saying, this is like some prime G-pose. Like, let me just sit, boom, G-pose. Okay. You can animate for a moment, you bet. There we go. And let's go with a smile. There we go. And ain't that just a postcard? I'm so tired. Yes, you're helping a friend level Picto. Oh, man. Alright. Cutscene time. Have you ever heard of tacos? They're a Tule Yolal classic. They make a crunchy shell made from corn flour. Fill it with meat and salad. Franny, you know the words. You know the memes. Big fat tacos. Big fat tacos. Big fat tacos. So big. A lot of shops in Seoul sell them, but I like how they're made here at Sabalyav Teye the best. And I need one right in front of me right now. Let's head downstairs and place an order with old Baruch Evu. Bet. I'm going for some big fat tacos. Who would have thought a mishearing of, lyrics would suddenly be... That is a pink Hrothgar. Hello, friend. You are impressively fluorescent. Hey, I wasn't too far off.
My companions must sample your heavenly tacos. One for each of us, please.
Right away, promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
Did you hear the silver scares are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster. More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
Aye. And now keen to rebuild their broken reputations, the survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
The legend of the Golden City is well known here, I take it.
Nah, only abroad. The Golden City, somewhere on this continent. Not known here, though. First I've heard of it. Abroad, though? All the rage.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale. Like our skeptical Erinville.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
Now to find a spot with a pleasant view to enjoy our crunchy spoils.
Be still, my beating heart. I was about to say, they just skipped over Taco Tuesday in Tuliyolal. I was about to say, I better get to eat some tacos.
Oh. Oh.
If it isn't the third promise.
Respectfully, sir, I have killed more powerful beings than you for lesser offenses. This will not go unpunished.
Oh. No.
I don't know these ones. New salt.
Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother.
Of course, that's it. Wuklamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
Was there something you wanted, Bakul Jaja?
Okay, so it is with Jazz.
The third promise remembers us! Such an honor.
Glory on your name, brother.
And on yours, brother.
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family. Unlike the sneevling house cat, we are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Golul Jaja as Dawn Servant.
All peoples are equal in Tulihiola. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
Ha! Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
None of this has any bearing on the right of succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
You just had to be diplomatic.
The kitten comes to the house cat's defense.
Pathetic. Since when was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
Listen to me, you.
A two-headed mamulja. I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft. Those are likely the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakul Jaja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of three clans. The Hubigo, the Bunewa,
Bunewa,
and the Dopro.
Dobro.
Every once in a great while, a two-headed offspring is born from a union between the brown-scaled Hubico and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Blessed siblings indeed.
Forget them. Let's go and buy more tacos. I can think of nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
Enjoying your tour of the city, I trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest. As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the rite of succession. Shall we meet you there?
Did we give a link pearl to Wuklamat?
The palace it is. I'll let Wuklamart know.
No, we haven't. Okay, cool. We should probably...
Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
You can't do that to me.
So it goes.
It is a travesty. Perfectly good tacos ruined and no replacements. I was looking forward to trying some authentic Tuliyola cuisine, but we should hurry and join Alphino and the others at the palace. Alright, it's a bit of a climb to the top, but you can head up from the Resplendent Quarter, or even the eastern side of Talon March if you prefer. Now that you have an idea of how the city is laid out, I'll let you find your own way back to Volok Shunsa. My poor empty belly. I mean, we can just... No time for tacos. That's the real travesty. That caught me off guard. I load into the zone and there's just a little guy staring into my camera. It's a unique glamour. I'm done. For some reason, I thought I was supposed to be like here. I was like, oh, it's weird that they make you, take a teleporter, somewhere, but it doesn't put you near where you need to go. They're making right here. If only they put a teleporter near where I needed to go. If only I was not so tragically from an A. You made it. Good. Then we are all here. Still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted colibri, but the contest won't wait for us forever. Ooh, please don't be a reskin of a Shadowbringer's piece. Well, I know exactly why my machine's running so slow. It's because there's so many people. But I think I've seen this piece before. Maybe? Or I think it's just reminding me of Eden Met, maybe. Not Eden Met. One of the two. It's reminding me of the Eden Raids. Okay, like, the dual die system is actually, that's badass. I love that. Or I could invert it. That's so cool. Favorite dies, previously applied dies. Yeah, like the new customization is absolutely amazing. And I love it. Now, where am I supposed to? There's Erenville. Oh boy! There's the notification chat. There it is. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. You gotta bust. I've acquainted the twins with the city as best I could in a short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably, something would catch their eye, spurring them to run down an alley to investigate, just like herding a pair of unruly girls. Could do with a little rampage myself. I understand all too well. Charleyan had the same effect on me. Right then. Now it's time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home, and to meet the allies I've chosen. Given how impulsive he is, though, there's no telling what we might be in for. No way.
Estinian? When did he get here?
My thoughts exactly.
What's the point? Why is he here?
Oh, you know this man? Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunperch to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
So the one Estinian's crossing blades with.
Good one, JJ.
That will do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter. Know that you are the strongest I fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
I like him already.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that woman there.
I see you, warrior.
Chat. I'm playing the wrong job. Playing Black Mage. I should have just played Warrior for the whole expansion.
We had no idea you meant to visit Taral.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
I'm not sure I understand.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
Oh. When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solonash.
It's Erenville now, Dawntrail. I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then. And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies. Ha! All tempered steel. Yet as much as I'd enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the right is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once.
Wait, what? Isn't... Wait a minute. The whole... Okay. I thought that was like the whole expansion was we were going to be doing this
Then I shall
contest.
leave you to it.
Apparently... fuck it. We'll do it live.
Good fortune, my friends.
Fragments are assembled. The first promise, Zorolja. The second promise, Ona.
That's her brother. Okay.
The third promise, Uklamat. And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Bakun Jaja. You four will compete in the rite of succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away, and it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliola is young, and so I look to the always for inspiration. The rite of succession, the means by which the autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest. But the Tuliola I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamuja at all. So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
Now you have us to compete against. Though it seems the one-head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
Our brother was in Shock Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral. Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself. To triumph in the rite of succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yogg-Tural and find the City of Gold.
If I may, Father.
Speak, Kona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
I offer as proof my unbroken word, for I have seen it with my own four eyes.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliola. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions, and we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City.
That's badass.
I mean to have you do the same, but in order to achieve victory proper, you need to break the seal I put in place. Bring them.
Please.
The Tuliyola saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth. Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
Man, I want to be old. You know? I just like not get questioned for what I do. Just like, oh hey, I want you to find the city of gold. You know, just as like a task I give you. You're like, oh, so you know it exists? It's like, yeah, been there. Sealed it up myself. Then I've made all these tablets. You gotta put gemstones into the tablets. Why? Because I said so. Like, that's cool.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself, giving you a proper challenge. You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both, but I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
A waste of time. Just name Bakunja's successor and be done with it.
The rite of succession begins now. I'll be watching you progress with great interest. And Clemens, remember to collect your tablets before you leave.
So is it a 7 set for each person?
You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Cryle Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my orders some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf. Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
No, not at this time. I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the rights of succession. But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Very well, Dawn Servant. On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your Golden City. Thank you for hearing my petition.
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galov.
I think I might have to call it for myself after these cutscenes, because I cannot deny I'm starting to feel it. Oh, my
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose.
Is this still good? Okay. Sorry, my OBS wasn't updating. But yeah, I'm thinking I might have to call it for myself after these cutscenes. As much as I want to keep going, I want to be conscious and aware. And so, like, I enjoy being here for the opening hour, but I probably should have slept beforehand.
Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm. Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil. If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend, and there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
Decision, and I intend to see it through.
Is that so? I will speak no more of it then. As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
Such a fearsome name. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliola's mightiest warrior.
First promise.
Our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please!
Serelja.
Take heart, tiller of the soil. The resilient son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
Be smart.
Soralja, the first promise and commander of the landscape. Serelja, the palaceer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Soralja is indeed the natural child of Gurul Jaja.
And Resilient Son, is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion, common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children.
Huh?
Yet Soralja was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists. This puts him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace. You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Soralja, the warmonger.
So she'd rather have the two-headed guy than the Dawn Servant's own son. Okay. This doesn't make sense.
Cryo, are you alright?
Can't help but be worried about the fourth claimant, though.
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Zoralja's ambitions. Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Second promise, you must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier.
Pelu detected.
The elders, they complain and complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new. You have our wholehearted support. With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Forgive me, but the right of succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me.
Plain spoken, as always. That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studium.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
I can't help but wonder if we go digging back through cutscenes, if we can actually find reference somewhere.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
You know, we didn't really mention the railway much. We got trains here? Hell
In
yeah.
furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliolal with every bright notion he learned of in Sharlayan. He is the hope of those who prize innovation. As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser Glavans. Come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant.
Like, I'll admit, I thought this was the guy we were, like, super opposed to taking the throne. Maybe it's just because he's kind of an asshole. And he stepped on my tacos, and I will never forgive him for that. But, I don't know, I guess I'd rather have the expansionist warmonger than this guy.
That my kind should reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliola. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your fealty.
Well said, brother.
The Mamulja have finally found peace in Tuliolal. A pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
The chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself, but one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn Servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, Third Promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Turoli way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliolal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies, it's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life. I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
I place our precious Third Promise into your care.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the rite of succession?
Of the Dawn's promise. I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Compared to the two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
It's fine. More than anyone. I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better? Wuklamat. I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling. Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
Don't forget to eat food for the extra 3% XP. I didn't think that applied to quest rewards, but let's find out real quick. If I just pop an orange juice. Well, so much for the brief reunion I had in mind. Papa is not one to waste time when he decides to act. I'm used to it by now, of course, but others are often caught off guard. In any case, we should talk about how we're going to find the City of Gold. All we have to work with are the 7 tablets and their connection to the Tuliolal saga. Might I suggest first comparing the tablets against the pillars? We could check for any discrepancies between them. Good idea. Let's go and take a look. I'm not sure if a 40-minute food timer is going to be enough if I get hit with another wave of cutscenes. Yeah, I want to try and finish out this quest before I go and kick off. What a view. Hello, Alpha now. Thanks everyone. Wuklamat, the tablets if you would. Of course. Everyone has a tablet? Then let's compare them to their respective pillars. Keep an eye out for even the smallest differences. Unless I'm missing something, the glyphs appear to be identical. The only difference being that the tablets have hollows where the keystones are to be fitted. So now that we've established that the scenes are the same, where do we go from here? The Dawn servant said we were to retrace the path he walked in uniting Tyrell's people, and that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. There we have the first answer here in front of us. Papa's path is all laid out in the Tuli Yola saga. The events the glyphs portray, do we know the exact locations where they took place? If one is close, we could go there and search for an elector. That would confirm we're on the right track. Let me think. The Lay of Reeds was in the nearby Hanu settlement. Papa took me there once. It was during festival season and the whole village was alive with good cheer. There's also the Lay of Gold, the one involving the Pelu Pelu village, which is about the same distance from here. Before going anywhere, we should ask around about the road ahead. Heard a lot of talk as we toured the city about the storm we passed through at sea. Apparently it ravaged Yokteral several days ago. Since our roads are not as well paved as Eorzea's, they're more susceptible to damage from natural disasters. If we want to avoid wasting time taking a dead-end trail, I suggest we spend a few moments making inquiries. If it's information we need, just leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. It would be prudent to ensure we're prepared for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've arranged. Okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to call it for me. I was hoping I would have this sort of wrapped up, but it seems there are many more sequences still left in this quest before it will reach its conclusion. So I'm thinking I'm going to be conscious, or at least more so, for the rest of this. Because despite all my hype, I am still tragically human and bound to the laws of my human biology that say I ought to sleep. So I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and call it here. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Take it easy. Have a good one. Peace.